It started off with 192 bowlers 2 days ago, and now there are 2. Just 2 left, and soon there will be 1, because we're going to move right into the finals now between Rich Robinette, or Dick Robinette as he likes to be called, from West Virginia, and there he is, and Roy Lown, a couple of outsiders, a couple of giant killers, battling it out for $15,000. Second prize, $8,000. In other words, $7,000 more right on the line. Here we go, Fred.
Well, the boys will get one shadow ball here. Whether they've thrown the shadow ball or not. It's a strike. Robinette off with a strike.
Apparently that's it.
And we're underway. Richard Robinette. Boy, this fellow really throws a powerful ball. It's a very interesting comparison here, Jim, in that Lown throws much the slower ball, throws a rounder, as most left-handers do, where Robinette is more of a line type. He throws that ball in there, powerful from the outside, really powers the pocket. Here comes Lown, a little tight, he leaves the 6 pin.
And remember that this is not a total pin situation this time. It's a different kind of match than we've seen up to now in the semifinals. This time it's best 2 games out of 3. Should one of these bowlers win the first 2 games, no matter by how many pins, he wins the championship. If they split the first 2 games, then it's down to the 3rd and final game. This is the first game, Roy Lown bowling.
Well, Roy was a little concerned about that one. With the type of hook that he throws, sometimes that ball can really start running when it straightens out and goes into that wide sweep over into the right corner of the pit. So he has the spare, Roy Lown, the youngster who came back to beat Pat Patterson. It looked like Mr. Patterson had that match in his hand, and he let it get away. Lown winning in the sudden death roll-off when the boys shot 2 frames, Lown getting 2 strikes. 428 apiece. This is the big one. Lown winds one up. He's there. And he almost left a 9 pin. Took a fast look back there. So it's 20 for Lown in the first. He has a strike in the second. And here is Richard Robinette, who defeated Glenn Allison in the semifinals, 439 to 406. This fella's on his vacation. He is an investigator for the United States Department of Labor, shooting and getting his double. Boy, this guy throws a lot of bowling ball. Very determined, too. You notice how he walks back, Jim, after he throws it?
He certainly is. This, by the way, is all happening right now, live, and in that connection, Lown has had virtually no rest at all between his semifinal match and the final, whereas Robinette here has had about a half an hour either to rest or to worry, depending on which way you look at it.
I think the boys actually would rather keep right on going, because 4, 6, 8, 10 games doesn't mean much to these fellas. Going for 3. A little tight. He's wide open, and Mr. Lown is right back in the game. The 6, 7, 10. As Robinette gave one a little too much. By that I mean is the application of that lift as that ball comes down from the backswing. Sometimes the boys will overturn slightly, bringing that hand across in front of their body instead of straight up. The result, that ball will jump. And when you throw those fingertips, as both of these boys do, that little mistake can make a big difference back there. Look out! Nice try, almost. This fellow knows where he's throwing it. Richard Robinette from Huntington, West Virginia. Here is Roy Lown, who started out by defeating the great Dunn Carter in the first round in the finals, 421 to 406. Then he defeated Harold Zimmerman from Philadelphia, 524 to 446. He had a 279 game in that one. Then he defeated Billy Golubievsky, 410 to 397. Too high, almost another split. And then he defeated Pat Patterson. We hope you were with us to see it. They tied 428 to 428, Lown winning the 2-frame roll-off. 140 pounds, the wide span fingertip ball. And in El Paso, Texas. He's got it.
Hi, may I help you?
We're shopping for car insurance, and our friend said we should start here.
Good friends. We compare our Progressive Direct rates apples to apples against other top companies to help you get the best price.
How do you do that?
With a touch of this button.
Can I try that? Wow.
Good luck getting your remote back.
It's all right. I love this channel.
Shopping less and saving more. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Closed captioning for selected programming is brought to you by Skechers.
You guys look familiar.
It's our shoes.
Our Skechers.
Yeah, that's it. Like those silly commercials on television.
Yeah, we get that all the time. No, that's not us.
Then get lost.
Are you one of the millions of people struggling to learn a new language? Well, thanks to our breakthrough software called Rosetta Stone, learning a new language is now incredibly easy and a whole lot faster.
I've probably learned more in the first 2 weeks than I have in months of taking formal classes.
Rosetta Stone is so fast and effective, it's used by the U.S. State Department, NASA, the U.S. Army, and Fortune 500 companies, and is the world's leading language learning software.
It's almost like having your own person there teaching you, your own private tutor who is just very relaxed in your home with you, sitting there teaching you the language.
Rosetta Stone is the fastest way to learn a new language. And to prove it, we'll send you our amazing demo CD, absolutely free when you call.
This really is a great program.
I believe that you can learn any language with this program.
So call now or visit our website and see for yourself why Rosetta Stone is the fastest way to learn a new language, guaranteed.
Struggling with credit card debt? Are you worried about making your monthly payments? Stop the harassing calls. Legally reduce your debt. Feel the freedom of debt-free living. Call the Financial Future Network now and secure your family's future today.
In the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you see the face of the great Don Carter. He was beaten earlier today by this fellow, young Roy Lown, and it may be that Lown will go all the way because he's in the finals now with $15,000 first prize money on the line here. Best out of 3 games. This is the first of those 3 games in his match against Dick Robinette. Lown leads. Watch.
Lines it up. He's there. Look at that ball. This is a wonderful place to watch a ball work the way this fella's works. If he gets the lift, he throws out over the second diamond. You folks that do bowl understand what the diamonds are, but he starts more left of center. And with the lift, that ball shoots out about at the 4-7 and suddenly starts to make that long sweep back up to the 1-2 pocket. You notice he rocks, too, much like Tom Hennessy. Takes his set, makes the rock. Big lift. Here it comes. Look at that action. 10-pin up there. Like he had it. Big strike for Lown. He was on 2. Could have made it 3. He's beginning to pull away now. Robinette, who made 2 mistakes and paid the penalty both times, wide open on the left side. He has both strikes on the right.
Roy Lown doesn't look quite as calm as he looked a while ago. He's like the fellow with the suntan who said underneath, "I'm very pale," you know?
There's the cover. So Lown now will watch his opponent, Dick Robinette from Huntington, West Virginia. Father of 3 children, expecting his 4th any moment. His wife, Pat, watching in this afternoon in Huntington. Dig it. He's there. This fella's going to still be around here for a few more frames, Jim. He throws an awful lot of bowling ball. A great strike bowler. He has thrown 4 bombs in there, and he's made 2 mistakes. Didn't break up either split. In some of his matches, it was quite a treat to watch him string them out. Shot 233 and 225 against Tony Lindemann. He had 268 and 236 against Ed Bourdet. 217 and 222 against Glenn Ellison. Now, here's the shot. No mistake that time. So after 2 mistakes, Mr. Robinette took a little inventory on himself there. He started with a strike on the left, 2 holes, and he has 5 strikes in 7 frames. Looking for his first spares, the youngster from El Paso, Texas, Roy Lown, 140 pounds. The favorite here at Paramus. Very colorful performer. Look out! Too high. And there's the baby split. The 2 and the 7. Been having some discussion here in the East, Jim. In the East, they call a baby split the 4-5 or the 5-6, the one where you fit the ball in between. We in the Midwest call that just a split, and we always call this one the baby split. Either side for right-hand.
Have to have a summit conference there, that's all, Fred.
Hurry up, look at that. Boy, this fella really knows where that ball is going. Now, that ball seemed to be breaking sharp enough that it might even go between the 2 pins. That's been done, I guess. Never seen it myself. Very rare. So here we are at the end of 7. We look at the scoreboard. We have Lown 127 strike. Robinette working on 2, trailing by 14 pins. Now, winning the game is the important thing, not the number of pins. 14 pins separate these boys. 3 frames to go. He has another 2-7.
Same split again.
Now, if he misses this one, Robinette gets another strike, and Richard knows something about that. He's already rubbing on that towel. He knows what he's got to do. He can pull this game out of the fire. He trailed by 26 pins at the end of 5 frames. He can make another one of these. It'll be quite a boy. Look at here. He's got it. What do you know about that? 2 beautiful shots in succession, and there's a gentleman that agrees with me, Jim. He didn't expect that one either.
Dick Robinette, by the way, could make this quite a week for the state of West Virginia, couldn't he? Sam Snead won a big golf tournament last Sunday. And here comes Dick. Snead, by the way, will be coming up on our wide world of sports in a few weeks in the Canada Cup International Golf Championship, playing with Arnold Palmer.
7 pin. Well, Mr. Lown is still the boss man here. The difference will be just 13 pins with 2 frames to go. Now, this is the best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is not total pins. $15,000 to the winner, $8,000 to the winner. The first man to win 2 games. We may go 3, we may only go 2. Hurry up. He's got it. Now we go into the big 9th frame. And again, Jim will point out here how important it is. Robinette with a strike. He's still kicking around 212. He's the fellow that needs the strike. Lown has the cushion. 13 pins. They're both on spares. Counts are reasonably important at this point.
Notice both of these fellows wear their wristwatches while they're bowling. Do you think they really care what time it is right now?
That's an interesting comment. Be careful, he made another mistake and another wide open split, and Mr. Roy Lown, the youngster from El Paso, Texas, can walk home if he's careful. This type of competition, Jim, as you are seeing it, sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress, where bowlers must cross lanes, you can see the tremendous importance of it in that here is Robinette, who just has not mastered the left side. He has hit that nose 3 times, 3 wide open leaves, and he gave that one a big try. Unable to get the double. Started with a double, but unable to keep them going, and he's only missed the right side once, and that leaving a good 7 pin. Now the youngster, Roy Lown, who only has a double, but he has filled 8 consecutive frames, his last 2 rather sensationally, converting 2 2-7 splits. This time, he is there. And that's a big strike, and that just about wraps up game number 1.
However, the fact that Robinette may lose by a good many pins here doesn't matter at all, because after this game is over, they start all over again. It's just 1 game that Robinette will be down. Should he be able to come on and win the next game, he'll be all even again, and they'll go into the 3rd.
Roy Lown now moving in. We're in the 10th frame of the first game. On a strike. Big wind, big bender. He's there, too high. Leaves the 10 pin. And the AMF indicator shows number 10. 1 pin remaining. Roy Lown. The big surprise of the $75,000 invitational tournament here in Paramus, New Jersey. Richest 3-day event in the history of the game. At the 10 pin, the conversion.
That is no optical illusion when you're looking from the pits. That ball really bends that much. He really curves it in there.
This fellow won the Max Kossoff Classic one year in Ogden, Utah. Jimmy was the first boy to average over 200, so he's pretty rugged. He can go the route. It's a 20-gamer, and you bowl 20 games without stopping. High again, and he gets 8 pins. So he's got this game pretty well put away. No doubt about that. 203. So Robinette now will get loosened up for the 3rd game, and he hasn't had much trouble here on the right side.
2nd game coming up. Yep.
Correction. 2nd game coming up. And he puts another one in there in lane 6, which is the right side as we refer to it, giving this fellow no trouble. He has had all strikes here. except in the 8th when he left the 7-pin on a pretty good hit. But he's had 3 wide-open splits on the left side.
But in this frame, he is rolling strictly for the record, right?
That's
and
right.
To roll out this game and practice a little bit.
He's had the 6-7-10 twice, the 4-6-7 once. Boy, that's spreading them out pretty good. Looks like another one. There you are. Here's an interesting little statistical thing, too, Jim, we point out occasionally. Here is Robinette with 3, 4, 7 strikes. Lowen with only 4 strikes. And Lowen is the winner by some 16 pins. So it isn't how many strikes you get, it's how many you can get in a row and where you get them. Here's another one. Robinette outstriking his opponent, but not outscoring him, finishing with 3 in the 10th. So the final score here in the first game of the finals, Roy Lowen 203, Robinette 187.
Well, we'll be back in just a moment with more of today's exciting edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
At the world's largest poker site, you can play a tournament against just one opponent or against thousands. You can play for free in thousands of tournaments every day. So whatever your level, at PokerStars.net, there's a tournament that's perfect for you. Learn tournament poker for free at the world's largest poker site, PokerStars.net.
You just follow me this way, please. This right here is the social sciences building where Christian Laettner once had a few classes. Shane Battier jumped this. Elton Brand ate a sandwich over here once. Grant Hill used to get up at 4 a.m. and do Tai Chi right here. Question.
Are you ever going to talk about academics?
Well, this is the computer lab right here, where J.J. Redick used to bench press servers. Moving on. Carlos Boozer used to walk through here with his backpack full of lead weights.
There comes a time when
What if I told you a country would fail to protect its greatest natural resource? From ESPN Films, King's Ransom, directed by Peter Berg, tonight at 8 p.m. on ESPN, part of ESPN Films' 30 for...
With all the credit card offers out there, how do you find the right card for you? It's easy at creditcards.com. You control the process online with no hype, selling, or pressure. It's secure, easy, and free. Find the right card for you at creditcards.com today.
Life has taught me to just try and be the best that I can be. And I thank the Academy for saying to me that on this given night, I was the best that I could be.
With the job market tightening, it's time for you to create your own career opportunity. Become a home inspector.
AHIT not only gives you the tools and the knowledge to do the inspections, but they actually help you start your own business and your career path.
American Home Inspectors Training Institute can prepare you for a career where you are your own boss, working full-time or part-time while making up to $1,000 a day. Now how's that for an opportunity?
Call 800-441-9411 right now to get started or visit ahit.com.
This is Jim McKay again, back in Paramus, New Jersey. A young fellow named Roy Lowen, a left-hander from El Paso, Texas, is within one game of winning himself $15,000 in the PBA National Invitational Bowling Championship. However, he must win another game from this fella, from Dick Robinette of West Virginia. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
Roy Lowen, the southpaw, ready, sets, in, carries. He's got the big strike. Lowen has won the first game. This is the big one. It's worth $15,000 to Lowen. Robinette has got to win it to go into the third and final game. The first man to win 2 games will be the winner of the richest 3-day bowling tournament in the history of the game, the Professional Bowlers Association Paramus Invitational. Dig it. 10-pin is up there. Statistically here, very interesting, Jim. The boys have now completed 27 games. They're only 10 pins apart.
That's for all the games they have rolled in the tournament since Thursday afternoon when this all began.
Including the qualifying rounds. Robinette has averaged 228 in the finals. Lowen has averaged 222. They both averaged around 215 in the qualifying rounds. At the 10-pin. Hurry up. He's got it. But the averages can go out the window now. There are 9 frames remaining for this fella, Richard Robinette, from Huntington, West Virginia. Lowen, of course, has still a chance to win the third game should he lose this one. It's the best of 3.
Robinette needs a strike real bad here.
That's the boy.
He got it.
He was working there, Jim, down on his knees. He knows that the left side here has been keeping him quite busy with 3 opens in the first game, all wide open splits, putting him some 16 pins behind his opponent, and the story goes back to Lown when he converted the 2-7 in succession. That was the difference, winning by only 16. Lown, this one's going to wind up. Oh, does that thing make a turn? So Lown, starting with 2, as cool as the proverbial cucumber, as they say. Nothing bothering him outside, probably all inside.
That's right. The dark horse has now become the front runner. It's all on his shoulders. He's got the lead. He has 1 game in hand. He need only win this one or the next one. He has 2 chances.
This is the 28th game, Jim. Both boys averaging 215 for all their competition. Too tight. He's got the 6 pin up there. That's life for Robinette. But O'Lown has the double. Robinette works on a strike. Robinette has got to win this game to take it into the final. Nice lift. There's a good shot for you. Look out. Bowling ball roll right through your living room. We're at the end of 3 for Lown. He covered 29-49. He's on the spare, and here is Robinette on his favorite side. The right side, green 6 at the Paramus Bowl in Paramus, New Jersey. A big fellow. Stays almost upright. The lift. Here he comes. Too high. The 6-10, and the pressure's beginning to show on this fella.
He couldn't get the double, so Lown stays out in front.
Our little left-hander, he's getting a little impatient. Pulling that towel apart. This is the tough part, Jim. Sitting there and watch your opponent throw that ball for 2 frames.
That's right.
Covers the spare. So we're at the end of 3, the margin 9 pins. That, of course, just the difference of a double or an open frame, one way or the other. But for Lown, he has another chance. For Robinette, this is it. This is the end of the line. He's got to win the game.
A 9-pin lead can disappear very quickly in this game, but Robinette really needs a strike here again. He got it the last time he needed it.
There he comes. He's got it.
He got it this time.
Now he's got the left side, and he has lost the right side, which, of course, means that he's doing a lot of thinking, pressure mounting, with only 6 frames remaining for Robinette. As the youngster from El Paso, Texas, averaging 215 for 27 games. We'll try to wind up another one. Big hook, big lift. It'll dig. Here it comes. He's there. Look at that. A 10-pin.
Suddenly, Dick Robinette is very much alive again.
Yes, sir. Robinette sits on the strike, Jim, and that's important. Boy, Lown really buried that one, as they say.
Time and again this afternoon, Lown has fallen behind, but each time so far, he has been able to move back in front, either by some dereliction on the part of his opponent or by getting a little string of strikes himself. Watch now.
At the 10. Big hook. He's got it. He covers.
If you're looking for the love of your life, you could try your luck on dating sites, or you could graduate to eHarmony. eHarmony isn't a dating site, it's a relationship site. We go beyond the pictures and paragraphs to match you on the deepest dimensions of compatibility, like intellect and values, things proven to be the foundation of successful long-term relationships. If you want love, don't settle for a dating site. Go to eHarmony.com. Get started today and review all your compatible matches absolutely free.
Boss by 30. How do you do that? What did it take to get there? To sit in that chair.
He's down here. He's off tonight.
Know what? He's learned more with these guys in this chair than he has anywhere. For every king, a throne. For every king, a crown. Crown Royal. Please drink responsibly.
Medicare. It doesn't cover everything. And what it doesn't cover can cost you some money. That's why you should consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. It can help cover some of what Medicare doesn't, so you could save up to thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses. Call now for this free information kit and Medicare guide. If you're turning 65 or you're already on Medicare, you should know about this card. It's the only one of its kind that carries the AARP name. See if it's right for you. You choose your doctor. You choose your hospital. There are no networks and no referrals needed. Help protect yourself from some of what Medicare doesn't cover. Save up to thousands of dollars on potential out-of-pocket expenses with an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Call now for your free information kit and Medicare guide and find out how you could start saving.
Monday. Back to spending a full 8 hours with people you wouldn't normally give 8 seconds. Like this lady with the laugh, or this guy with the breath. Huge. Which is almost as brutal as that Monday you parked next to this guy. But with Monday comes Monday Night Football on ESPN, which means hanging out with this guy.
Who's driving the boat?
But not this guy.
Look at this. It's super infected.
So hang tough, because you're the only guy who matters on Monday night.
So here's the youngster, 140 pounds up, a real fighter, who can really put some finishing touches on this thing with this strike. I mean, if he comes back with another one, Jim, he'll be long gone to El Paso. You notice he actually has one foot in front of the other. You'd think he'd trip. Hurry! He's there! And he looks at the six-pin. That was a pretty good hit. Just a bit tight, as they say, a little bit high.
That one pin means it's still not quite over.
No, Mr. Robinette can double at any given time and still pull his game out. We don't want to go through what we went through in the last match. In case you just tuned in, this boy Lown got into the finals by running out a tie with Pat Patterson. They finished in a dead heat, 4:28 apiece. The last game, 235 to 234. In a two-frame roll-off, Lown threw 2 strikes to beat out Pat Patterson.
And Lown's lead is now down to 9 pins, depending on what he does with this ball.
The end of 6. We're in the 7th. 4 frames to go. Robinette must win the game. And, brother, he's going to have to do something about throwing a strike or two, because Mr. Lown's not going to make it easy for him.
He has to get a strike here to stay within 9 pins at this point.
Here he comes. He's there. So he has matched Lown's strike. And from here on, that bowling ball is going to get just a little heavy. The margin, 9 pins. Lown has the 9. Robinette has got to get a double, which will force Lown to get another strike to stay out in front. Robinette must win this game or it's all over. If Lown wins it, of course, that's the end. If Robinette wins it, Lown still has another chance to win the 3rd game. It's the best of 3 games.
This one could put the pressure on Lown.
That's there. That's there. That's a big strike. Now Lown is on the spot. Let's see how he responds here. Robinette now is out in front by 1 pin, assuming full counts. Lown needs this one to stay out in front. This one could go right to the wire. Wide span, fingertip, rocks back. Let's ride with it. Big turn, too high, and he's wide open, and Mr. Robinette has put himself suddenly right into the middle of this thing. He has a big double against Lown's potential, let's say, open frame. Now, Lown, of course, has the type of ball that can do some tricks here to slide that 4-pin across at the 10. Let's watch him. He moves extreme right. He's going to give it a lot of room. He's way out there, almost the ball falling off in the channel, and with that big rounder he's got, he almost has to start it out in right field. So Lowen is open in the 8th. We go into the 9th. It'll be Lowen starting the 9th.
Again, we're faced with that big 9th frame, Fred.
That's right, and it's going to be very important for Lowen because Robinette will bowl out completely before Lowen will finish. Lowen now is in the 9th, and a strike here gives him potential 214. And there it is. There's no doubt about that. Now, Robinette steps up from Huntington, West Virginia. He needs 215. Now, he doesn't have 215 yet. If he gets this strike, or if he gets a spare and doubles in the 10th, he'll have, should have, with good counts, 215. So he can shut out Lowen. He's all by himself. Nobody but him. And 10 AMF ABC approved tournament pins, and he's gonna put it in there, and he buries it, and I think he's got enough. Oh, this fella is tough in the clutch. We've seen it here since Thursday.
Looks like Robinette is going to pull out this second game. If he does, that means we go to the third and absolutely final game for $15,000.
Jim,
a few frames ago, it looked like this fellow was just about out of it, but
Right.
he came back and showed a lot of grit to do it.
He needs a spare, Jim, to make sure of going into game number 3. Now, you remember, he has had 3 wide-open splits on this alley, this lane. Let's call it lane. He knows he's had those 3. He's going to be careful. He don't want to be too high, but he needs a spare. He's going to bury it. Boy, he knew he needed that one, and he's in there, and the winner of the second game is Richard Robinette of Huntington, West Virginia. And ladies and gentlemen, this one's going to go right down to the wire. The third game is necessary. They've each won 1. So the $15,000 still rides. It's $7,000 difference between first and second. We've already established Pat Patterson is finishing 3rd for $6,000. Glenn Allison finishing 4th, $5,000. In the 10th, works on 4. He's there, and he leaves the 4 pin, and I don't think he's too unhappy about that. 227 with the cover. The best that Lowen can get is 214.
This is all for the record and for a little extra practice to go into that third game. This fella has won the second game, has pulled it out, and is now tied at 1 game apiece with Roy Lowen. They'll roll one more game for the championship.
He covers, and Mr. Robinette has shut out Lowen. 228, I'll correct that. 228, Lowen now just getting a little exercise, finishing out the 10th frame. We go into the third and final to decide it. From Paramus, New Jersey, the richest 3-day bowling event in the history of the game. And he leaves the 6th pin. Just repeating in case you've tuned in late. An original starting field of 192. Every bowler of any account in the nation in the starting field. Dunn Carter, Bill Tucker were seeded into the finals. The top 30 men joined those 2 men into 2-game matches. Total pins. The winners moving out, the losers, of course, eliminated. Starting with 32, then 16, then 8, then 4. Right now, you're watching the final 2 men. The winner of the upper bracket against the winner of the lower bracket. This is Roy Lowen from El Paso, Texas. A big surprise. He started off by beating Don Carter at the 6-pin covers, and he has himself a spare in the 10th. The count will give him 194. Lowen has defeated Don Carter. He has defeated Billy Golombiewski. He has defeated Harold Zimmerman. And that's quite a list of outstanding stars. Something turned in by a fellow that not too many people here in Paramus had ever heard of before. But what a talent he is, and what a bowling ball he can throw, finishing with 194. So in the second game, Robinette 228, Lowen 194. Ladies and gentlemen, the big one to come.
We'll be back in just a moment with more of today's exciting edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
TRS Files, True Tax Resolution Stories. Are you being targeted by the IRS? You know they'll never give up or go away. The stress alone is overwhelming. That fear and anxiety keeping you up at night is a choice, and you can choose to have it all go away right now by calling TRS. Case in point,
I owed the IRS $40,000 in back taxes. But thanks to TRS, I paid only $1,500.
As a result of my dealings with Tax Resolution Service, my tax burden to the IRS went from more than $35,000 to zero.
I faced a potential liability of $106,000. Tax Resolution Services settled for $9,200.
I went from owing $43,000 to the Internal Revenue Service to paying them $1,000.
Case closed. You could put your IRS problems behind you by calling TRS now for your free consultation. It could change your life. Why call TRS? Because we're different. We're the only certified national tax resolution firm.
I think all of us have seen commercials for mattresses and beds assuring you that you will no longer have a problem sleeping at night. Well, my first visit to Tax Resolution Services resulted in the best night's rest I had since I was a baby.
For over a decade, we've delivered immediate and permanent tax resolution to thousands of people just like you.
You couldn't ask for a more professional organization that treats you better than they are.
And people like you have given us a 99.7% satisfaction rate.
They saved me, they can save you.
So call TRS now for your free consultation. The sooner you do, the sooner we can close your case.
The only thing I ever want to tell TRS is thank you, thank you, thank you.
This is Jim McKay along with Fred Wolf back at Paramus, New Jersey. You are about to see in the next few minutes one of two bowlers win $15,000. This is one of them, Dick Robinette of West Virginia. He'll begin the absolutely final game. Fred?
Dick Robinette finished strong for 228 in the second game. Throws, looks good, he's in, and the 4-pin rocks he does not carry. Robinette opened with 187. Roy Lown, the youngster from El Paso, a southpaw with 203 in the second game. Robinette finishing with a 4-bagger for 228 to defeat Lown 228 to 194. It is games won, not total pins. Each man has won one game. This is the third and the final. $15,000 to the winner, $8,000 to the runner-up. The cover, the 4-pin, and Robinette has it. A prize list of $75,000. 16th place paid $1,000. And here is Roy Lown. He knows this is going to be the one. Too high, look out. Nothing but the 610. He got away with that one. Looked like he was going to be wide open. And the AMF indicator reads 610. Very easy for a left-hander, of course.
I suspect, Fred, a lot of left-handed people are going to take up bowling first thing tomorrow afternoon. You know?
I am sure
after watching this fella.
And they should. Here's a good shot of him. Look at that wind-up. He's got it. So both boys off with spares. There are $7,000 actually hanging in the balance here, the difference between the winner and the runner-up, and of course a most beautiful trophy, bowling trophy, I believe I've ever seen. You'll see it before we get out of here. That'd fit on the mantle, wouldn't it, Jim?
It sure would.
We're in the second frame, both boys on spares. Here's the big wind-up. Here it comes. Look at that. A lot of action. And this young fella has no problem when he gets that ball near the pocket. They just fight to get down. Robinette, the big fella from Huntington, West Virginia. Two big surprises, two boys going to the finals, two that I'm sure were never figured on. He matches it.
Still even, pin for pin.
To the second frame. It was interesting in the qualifying rounds. Bob Chase won the qualifying rounds from Kansas City. He was bumped in the very first match by Jim St. John. Don Carter was eliminated in the first match by the youngster you're watching, the southpaw Roy Lown. The number 2 qualifier, Tom Harnish from Detroit, was eliminated in his first match. Johnny King, who finished 3rd, was eliminated in his first match. We're in the 3rd. Robinette on a strike. First double, he's got it. Jumping up, coming back, boy, just walking like he was going across the street against the light, and takes his seat. And now Lown will have to match him.
Robinette has that big mountaineer stride from West Virginia, doesn't he?
Yes, I knew there was something about him.
Here's the boy from the plains, the mountaineer against the plainsman this time.
Big
Roy
rock.
Lown.
Big turn. Not enough room. Oh, he got it. Oh, he set that one. That looked like it would be a little high. Now, he was high over there and left the 6-pin a moment ago. That ball seemed to go up to the 1-3 and hang and set right there. And he has answered the challenge at the end of 3. We are still in a dead heat. This is the game. You can throw the record books out the window. It's this game to decide the winner. Now this, the Professional Bowlers Association's Invitational Tournament from Paramus, New Jersey. The richest 3-day event in the history of the game. Take a good look, and he's too high, and he has the 4-7. So Robinette, who came back to win the second game, sits on 2 strikes with a chance to take the lead, as Lown was unable to string them out. Cross lane, be careful. No shot, covers beautifully. Well, you can't chop them when you hit both of them with the ball. There's the score, 68. Spare in the 4th is Robinette now with the advantage. He is on the strike. Lown stopped at 2. Dick's had a lot of success here on the right side. His problems have been on the left. He's going to sink one in there a little high, and he leaves the 4-7-9. So up pops the Devil. His 4th split. He had 3 the first game to lose it.
All right, now, Fred, how can he make this one? This one looks pretty tough.
Much like the 4-9 that we looked at a while ago, the 7-pin naturally means nothing. The idea is to get the ball there on the left side of the center pin. And here we see Roy Lown. I don't think he wants to watch it. Let's follow the ball. Here we go. Hurry across. Look at it.
He got it.
What a shot, ladies and gentlemen. Under this tremendous pressure, we have seen some great shots by both boys as Robinette turns in the 4-9, 4-7-9.
Fred, I might mention this, I think, because it could be important. We're scheduled to leave the air when the clock strikes the hour the next time. However, we've just gotten word from topside. ABC will remain on the air and feed this complete show. Stay with us.
Right back there with a big strike. And boy, that certainly is all the encouragement this fella needed, and it may be the big turning point of this game. It may mean that Robinette will string them, and he's going to have to do it. As Roy Lown moves in now in the 5th frame. Match practically even. If Lown strikes, he'll have a 1-pin lead. Let's see what he can get. He winds it up, sets it, it's in, and he carries. So at the end of 5, ladies and gentlemen, we are still tied to the pin. 87 strike, correction, 88 strike. Lown is out in front by 1 pin. Robinette is 87 strike, a matter of a pin, which might not make too much difference because it's going to be the man who can string out the strikes. Now, Roy Lown just went through one of these. He tied Pat Patterson and won a 2-frame roll-off. Here's a big ball. We're getting late now. We're in the 6th. He's on a strike. A double will force Robinette to get one, and he threw it out the window. Way out there. Didn't want to hit that nose. Shakes his head. Boy, this boy sure keeps loose. He's as loose as he can be, don't you think?
He certainly is, but pressure beginning to tell. The nod of the head, the licking of the lips, and the twisting of that towel by Robinette.
At the 3-pin, he covers it. And here comes Robinette from Huntington, West Virginia, the big boy who is on the big strike and can now take the lead for the first time. He lost the first game. He had to win the second. He did. And now a chance to take the lead in the 3rd and final. It's games 1, not total pins. He was too high here. In the 4th, he's being careful. This time he was solid and left the 10-pin. What a hit. A tough one to lose in that spot. It still gives Lown a 1-pin lead with 3-4 frames to go.
It's a fork.
You're a wombat.
Honey, it's the pizza guy.
Sure.
Me again.
Okay, now this is the last time, all right?
Thanks. You know, we don't deliver anything like this as crispy flatbread.
Totally
Are you having like a party or something? Hello?
Introducing the taste that's never been delivered. DiGiorno Crispy Flatbread Pizza. For deliciously Italian-inspired toppings on crispy flatbread crust, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Hello, I don't think we've met.
Sometimes in a tournament, you're gonna get low on chips. Gotta push them all in to stay alive. And then, you wait. Are you ready for tournament poker? At the world's largest poker site, PokerStars.net.
Medicare. It doesn't cover everything. And what it doesn't cover can cost you some money. That's why you should consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. It can help cover some of what Medicare doesn't, so you could save up to thousands of dollars in out-of-pocket expenses. Call now for this free information kit and Medicare guide. If you're turning 65 or you're already on Medicare, you should know about this card. It's the only one of its kind that carries the AARP name. See if it's right for you. You choose your doctor. You choose your hospital. There are no networks and no referrals needed. Help protect yourself from some of what Medicare doesn't cover. Save up to thousands of dollars on potential out-of-pocket expenses with an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Call now for your free information kit and Medicare guide and find out how you could start saving.
Boy, what a finish. Cross lane, Robinette. Always got to be careful of this one, especially with those fingertip balls. Carries those two fingers in up to the first knuckle. Big reach. Be careful, be careful.
Just broke back in there at the last second.
Gave everybody a thrill, man. He was out there flirting. So here we are. We go into the seventh, one pin. This is just like the match with Lown and Patterson.
And they went into overtime.
There was one pin difference. Patterson had it. Lown won the second game 235 to 234. Now Robinette faces the same situation. He trails by one. We're in the seventh. Both boys are on spares. Careful, too high, and there's Snake Eyes again, and he's looked at that one now 3 times. That's his third 6, 7, 10 split, all on the same lane, the left side. So Richard has been a bit careless here, and this one coming when naturally it shouldn't have come, because it gives Mr. Lown a chance to get himself a couple of strikes to carry him into the last 2 frames. Cross lane, 6, 7, 10. It can be made, and it's not easy. But this fella just turned in a good one. Let's watch him this time. And he's too far out. He is open, an open frame in the 7th. And now the youngster from El Paso, Texas, the favorite here at Paramus, New Jersey, over the past 3 days, has a green light. All he's got to do is throw a couple of strikes here and then take his seat and hold on.
By favorite, of course, you mean crowd favorite, because it wasn't the favorite to win. He's a long shot, this guy.
There he goes. Well, I had the crowd, as you know, Jim, usually goes for the so-called underdog. We couldn't call this boy an underdog. He's got the ball, he's got the desire, and he knows what to do with it. It's just that he hasn't won a big one before, and when you've got what it takes, you're going to win a big one at one time or another, and brother, this could be it. He was 5th in the Las Vegas Open last year. That's the best he's ever done in a professional bowler's event. He's on a strike. Will he get the double? He hits it on the nose, and he has the 2-7 again. Now he's made this one twice.
And as has been the case all afternoon, every time somebody looks like they're going to lock it up, the door swings shut again.
Things are getting a little touchy. I'm sure that that bowling ball must weigh at least 100 pounds to both of these fellas. There's a lot at stake. They're getting just a bit tight. Let's watch it. 2-7. Can he do it again? 3 consecutive times. What a crack shot this boy is. It's amazing what he can do with a ball that breaks that sharp and breaks that much. He has made 3 2-7s, which of course is the 3-10 for us right-handers. And we go into the 8th frame, and that of course made things a little easier for him, much more difficult for this fellow Richard Robinette from Huntington, West Virginia. He's got to have a strike. He's got it. Don't count him out. 2 frames to go. Now, Robinette, his potential 222. Lowen, in order to get 222, has got to get 3 strikes himself. So Robinette will be the key here in the 9th. With this strike, Lowen will complete his 3rd game, and Robinette will know whether he has a chance to win or not. But Robinette will need this one to stay in, assuming that Lowen will turn 2 marks in the 9th and 10th. Big wind, big ball, 10-pin does not fall. Well, he threw a pretty good ball. He didn't want to be high. That 6, 7, 10 in the 7th certainly must have had him thinking. He threw it out a little farther, seemed to give it much more turn. He did get to the pocket, leaves the 10, the conversion here. He's still potential 202. That means that Lowen must mark in the 9th and 10th to become the champion.
And again, we'd remind you that ABC is going to stay with this tournament until its completion, until it's all over and we have a winner.
The youngster now from El Paso, Texas, 140 pounds. He needs a mark in the 9th, a mark in the 10th, and he can shut out his opponent. $15,000. Look out. He's there, and he kicks that 6-pin. It comes this way. Boy, what a kick that was. And now it's simply this, that Lowen with a spare in the 10th. Any kind of a count will give him 208. The best that Robinette can get is 202. Lowen needs a mark.
He can wrap it up right here.
With a strike, he's long gone. An open frame will be so costly. Look at that. He could be open, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Robinette can still be the champion. Roy Lowen. Boy, up jumped the devil. How about that? Now, Lowen has got to do some thinking here, because if he goes for this and misses them both, that would give him 18 and 8. It would cut him down to 194, which means that Robinette would need 2 strikes in the 10th. He's going to try for it. Well, a little too full, so he's open in the 10th.
And the door is open again for Dick Robinette.
And what a spot here for this fella, Dick Robinette, who simply needs a double and 5 pins.
That's all he needs.
$7,000 and the championship and the trophy, national recognition, and of course a great boost to this fella's career, who is on his vacation. He needs this strike and 1 more. Will he get it? He gets one. The first one. Well, here we go, right down to the final ball, ladies and gentlemen. What a finish, what a tournament. The crowd here in Paramus, New Jersey, buzzing, and yours truly, along with Jim McKay, we're buzzing, but this kid here, he just sitting there. He's not buzzing for nothing.
Incidentally, it's a measure, I think, of the concentration that's demanded here, that Robinette's shirt tail has been hanging out for the last 2 games, and I don't think he even notices it.
You notice he went over and sat right down, took his time. Nothing said between the 2 fellas. He knows that this ball weighs $7,000.
He must strike again.
Right. He must strike, and he must get a total of 5 pins. Strike and 5. It gets very quiet here at the Paramus Bowl in Paramus, New Jersey. Richard Robinette needs a strike to win the title. He winds it up. He's got to hurry. Doesn't get there. It's the young left-hander from El Paso, Texas. Roy Lowen, the champion, in a great finish. A great finish. It was one or the other. It'll be 196 to 192 if he gets the 3 of them. It doesn't make much difference. Lowen winning 2 games and winning the 3rd game sitting on the bench. Boy, he gave Robinette a chance. He gave him room. Robinette could not get the double. He got the first one. So the winner, 140 pounds of left-handed talent from El Paso, Texas, Roy Lowen over Richard Robinette of Huntington, West Virginia.
There's more to come. We'll be back in just a moment with more of today's exciting edition of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Boss by 30. How do you do that? What did it take to get there? To sit in that chair.
It's done here.
He's off tonight.
Know what? He's learned more with these guys in this chair than he has anywhere. For every king, a throne. For every king, a crown. Crown Royal. Please drink responsibly.
Alex Donovan from the Forgotten Network. We ID the unidentified.
ABC tonight at 10/9 Central.
John Doe was left for dead 2 months ago.
On the all-new series from Jerry Bruckheimer.
The blow to the face broke his neck.
A team of dedicated crime-solving volunteers.
Our John Doe is a pro football player.
A case so personal.
We're all he has.
One of them crosses the line.
We're not cops. Because of you, the killer could go free.
ABC's The Forgotten. All new tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
The NASCAR Nationwide Series at California, Saturday at 4 on ESPN2.
With all the credit card offers out there, how do you find the right card for you? It's easy at creditcards.com. You control the process online with no hype, selling, or pressure. It's secure, easy, and free. Find the right card for you at creditcards.com today.
I think it breaks a little to the left.
To the right.
Nope, straight.
Get up and play an hour a day.
Attention mesothelioma lung cancer patients. A free mesothelioma DVD and information packet is now available. On the DVD, a medical doctor will discuss in easy-to-understand language treatment options, clinical trials, and financial compensation information. If you or a loved one has mesothelioma lung cancer, call toll-free 1-800-974-3573 for the free mesothelioma DVD and financial compensation information packet. Call now 1-800-974-3573.
Great job, Roy. And to you, Dick, one big strike. That ball must have got off my head. Why are you perspiring? A little warm, I believe it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Ed Elias, the executive director of the Professional Bowlers Association and the founder, incidentally, of the organization. And you have a very pleasant task here, Ed.
Left-hander, Roy Lown, on behalf of the Professional Bowlers Association of America, our first jacket that makes you our king. Congratulations. Frank Esposito has some more important business.
Dick, on behalf of the Professional Bowlers Association of America, check for $8,000 for second place. Congratulations. Roy, to you, the winners, $15,000. Congratulations.
Very much. Come over here, Roy. I think they made this for Dick, don't you think?
They made it for somebody a little larger.
I'm sure they'll get you one the right size, my boy. You did a great job. Let's call out the boys that finished third and fourth here. Frank, you have some more checks. Glenn Ellison and the fellow that you tied that gave you such a rough time, Pat Patterson.
Glenn, for fourth place, $5,000. Pat, for a real thriller, $6,000. Congratulations.
Roy, they're watching you down in El Paso, Texas there. I just wonder possibly if you're going to hurry right home. You're going to stay on the tour.
Well, I was going to drive home, but I think I'll fly now.
Think you'll fly now?
You've been flying here for 3 days.
You're doing a really great job, and certainly it's a thrill to watch that ball of yours when it starts to go. You never have sore fingers. You never have no trouble.
Very seldom.
Very seldom. Done a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Our champion, let's give him a great hand, Roy Lown from El Paso, Texas.
Well, the coat may not fit, but most assuredly the role of champion fits little Roy Lown from El Paso, Texas. Today on ABC's Wide World of Sports, you saw the first annual PBA National Invitational Tournament. Our thanks to the Professional Bowlers Association, to its executive director, Eddie Elias, and to the Paramus Bowling Center, Paramus, New Jersey. A portion of the cost of this program was defrayed by AMF. Executive producer of ABC's Wide World of Sports is Roone Arledge. Produced by James Colligan. Directed by Jack Lubell. This is Jim McKay at the Paramus Bowling Center, Paramus, New Jersey, saying so long for myself and for Fred Wolf. Today's events on ABC's Wide World of Sports have been brought to you by